All right, man. So we about to get on this topic. Impact Wrestling has been bringing some interesting wrestlers, characters into their mix. At their Hard to Kill pay-per-view, they brought Santino Marella back as DOA, Director of Authority. He's like a funny, he's more like a comedian authority figure.
Yeah.
Over there.
It's okay. I give it to the guy. Santino, no matter where he goes, man. First of all, I can't take him seriously. When it comes anyway, so he's in the right character role, and it's hilarious. I give it to him. It's funny. Mm-hmm. It's Impact.
Yeah.
It's funny though. I'm glad my man working. I'm glad he working.
Well, I mean, he brought some significant impact because this is the first time we've been talking about impact thing on this podcast.
Say ever.
So he has, I guess he has, joined up some interest for it. And then pretty much Mickie James was coming out to talk about her title win, and then she was interrupted by two black girls. Like I said, I don't watch Impact.
He said two black girls.
I think it was like Tasha Steelz and Savannah. I forget the name. And then
how do you say you don't care about the product without saying you don't care about the product?
I know her name was Tasha Steelz.
Okay,
I know her.
You know Tasha Steelz.
Okay. And then Bully Ray comes out to interrupt. And then Jordan comes out to interrupt. And then Kazarian comes out. And it's like this big thing in the ring. And then Santino Marella comes out. And then we hear some generic TNA music. Because, it's generic from being in Impact.
Ooh-wee.
Boy, we talking about generic. You remember that Kevin Nash? That Still Dre beat that they did? And then don't get started on the Wolfpack one that they did. Boy, they be generic. Like, come on, man. Y'all can't hire nobody better. Anyway. So we hear some generic kind of James Brown type-ish music. And it says Ernest the Cat Miller on the Titantron. I was just like, oh, wow. So Ernest the Cat Miller comes down. He's dancing. He said he lives in Atlanta. He said he's the commissioner of WCW. He know what to do with this match. And him and Santino made a match. And that was it. So how do you feel about Ernest the Cat Miller? Because it looked like a one-off, right? Like, it looked like one of those things should be a one-off because he said he stays in... They were taping in Atlanta. Yeah. So Ernest the Cat Miller said he stays in Atlanta. So, but would you give him music and all that? And his own Titantron for that? So
they could definitely use a shot in the arm, a shot in the leg, a shot in the butt cheek.
Oh my God.
They could use some sort of boost. Yeah. I don't know if Ernest is exactly that. Now, for us who've been long time fans and know of Ernest the Cat Miller, because I think...
I'm not going to lie, I popped a little bit.
I mean, I did too.
Oh, okay, Ernest. Let's see you, brother.
I'm about to say, why else would you click on the Impact link?
Yeah.
If somebody say, ooh, Ernest the Cat Miller came back. If you're a true fan and you remember, Ernest the Cat Miller, he was never a top star, but he was a memorable character from the WCW days, and he almost started going in WWE, but that fell short.
Because when he first came in WCW, he was he was him and Glacier going against
the martial artists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they took him serious. Then he just started doing the James Brown stuff and so, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm the greatest.
Yeah.
And that was his claim to fame, though.
Yeah.
Because that's what took him off. If it wasn't for that character, I don't really think Ernest the Cat Miller would have
been known
at all. Because the whole Karate Master,
Glacier and all that. He was just known as the black mixed martial arts guy that was with Glacier.
Yeah, that's default. That gimmick, and as good as it was at the time, because you didn't have a lot of them. You had like Steve Blackman floating around and people like that, but
nah, it wasn't that good.
He needed something.
That whole James Brown, I'ma dance in the ring and the cat, like that they really didn't bring him to prominence. But
he got to show his personality more.
Yeah, so but I am glad to see him in a wrestling ring, even if it has to be Impact.
Yeah, and I mean, if anything, he can help him.
Yeah,
because it might put some eyes on the product that wouldn't normally watch the product like us.
Yeah.
So you know,
we ain't watching that.
Kudos for that and making that call. I really didn't care nothing about what Bully Ray was doing.
Yeah, Mickey James. Like Tasha Steelz, the other black girl was in the ring with Tasha Steelz.
I think I like Tasha Steelz. I might tune in just to see what they have going on. It seemed.
Well, okay, yeah, you are right. The women's stuff do seem interesting. So.
Yeah, like Bully Ray, I really don't care about Bully Ray. You know, I'm over the whole bully nonsense.
Yeah.
You know, I find it interesting. I may check in.
You may.
I may check in. I might actually DVR and fast forward.
Do you have Access TV?
I do.
Oh, okay. So I have an excuse. I don't have Access TV.
I do have it.
So you have Access TV. You just don't care.
I can watch Impact and New Japan.
So you don't record none of them?
Mm-mm.
Wow, buddy.
Look,
we're going to the next topic, man.
Hold on. First of all, as we've said on previous segments, we are everyday guys.
It is true.
We have jobs.
We ain't got time to be watching club wrestling.
Every show in the world. If we're gonna watch the shows, we're going to watch the top shows.
Yeah.
So you know,
I feel you. I ain't mad at you. I'm just playing around with you. You do know that, right?
Oh, I know.
Even if I had Access TV, I ain't gonna lie.
I'm about to say, you know, you don't care.
Exactly.
You know, you don't care.
Put in the background while I sleep. Anyway.
No.
So.